Week 2 of October, it's still Halloween on the bar. Welcome to socaldramtram. I'm Matt.
And I'm Cesar.
And before we get into this bottle today, folks, we just want to say if you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button on your way out. And if you're a returning viewer, hey, we appreciate you sticking around. Nonetheless, everybody hit the like button and hit that bell for notifications. That way you know whenever we drop a brand new video every Wednesday. Cesar, what do we got on the bar today?
Today, we got the Bunnahabhain 12-year-old, a.k.a. Bad and Bony.
It's Bunnahabhain.
Tomato. We'll let you at home be the judge.
I hate you.
Let's hit that B-roll. So, today we got the Bunnahabhain. And this guy, I'll have you know, folks, was actually launched in 1979. The first Bunnahabhain 12-year-old came out in 1979, which means that 12 years before that, which was 67, it literally started. So since 1967, they've been making this category. That's over 40 years now.
Yeah, 41. It's the same age as my sister.
She's like, dang it. I told
you really got to put me on blast like that? She don't watch these videos. It's fine. She's never going to see this.
Not yet.
Unless my niece rats me out.
But nonetheless, in 2016, I won that San Francisco World Spirits competition. You know I love pretty much anything they rate gold. I think they're a standard for liquor, so you guys should check them out. San Francisco World Spirits competition. And also, of course, it's naturally colored. It is double matured in ex-bourbon and sherry casks. So hopefully that plays an influence into the actual liquid.
Yeah, totally. So this is actually my bottle, and I really like this whiskey. I know you dig on it too. It's about almost halfway through the bottle now. I've only had it for a few months, and this one, Bunnahabhain is one of those distilleries where it's always on my radar, but I never really it wasn't on it enough for me to be like, pull the trigger on it. You know what I mean? And then I think it was actually, I know exactly who it was because I'm using their coin. That's right. Shout out to the Scotch test dummies. Let me go ahead and get you in there right there. Oh, focus in. Come on, baby. There you are. So this is their Cast 5 coin. And shout out to Scott and Bart. Been holding it down since day one. And you guys are great. But nonetheless, the reason why I'm using their coin, which is the whole reason why I bought this bottle, is because they actually went to Scotland. I want to say it was last summer. They met up with Roy Aquavitae. They had a whole little excursion. They went to Islay. And apparently, like the promo tour, so to speak, you know, because they're filming videos and whatnot in different distilleries. Apparently, when Scott actually tasted one of the Bunnahabhains, like, it just stopped. Like, the promo tour stopped. It's like, nope, we're going to enjoy the whiskey now. I am speaking from the most of third-hand knowledge, but just looking at the videos and whatnot, like, this wasn't the whiskey that, you know, did that, but the distillery itself is kind of what made him kind of be like, all right, it's time to slow down and take this in, right?
Yeah.
And that says a lot. I mean, Scott, if you look at their videos, like, his bar is like, imagine mine with no more space and spread across the whole screen and then some. That's Scott's bar. So, you know, when the zombie apocalypse happens, I'm heading out to Wichita. That's right, I told you. But Nonetheless, yeah, this is a whiskey that I have been thoroughly enjoying. It's about $50 here stateside. I picked this up at Total Wine. I've been looking for the 18 for a while, and every time I go shopping for it, it's sold out. So I don't know if there's just a shortage right now or with the tariffs or whatever, but the 18 is definitely on my list. They have a couple different independent releases and things like that I really have my eye on. But as far as like everyday drinker, Bunnahabhain 12, you're hard pressed to beat it. Like you said, it's in sherry cask and bourbon cask, you said? Mm-hmm. So this is right up mine, yours alley, right? Yep. This is right across home plate. Like, this is an easy
split down the middle.
Like, this is like, oh, here, let me tell you what you guys like.
This is for Cesar and Matt.
Exactly. So I hit my coin. Who are you using?
For my coaster coin, I'm using my Pokemon.
Gotta catch them all.
Yeah, buddy. And then for my topper coin, I'm using my 5-finger pour, because everyone knows how I love my 5-finger pours.
Not of my whiskey, not when you can't pronounce the name.
What you got on the smell?
Oh man, just sherry all over it.
Yeah.
So Bunnahabhain, it's on Islay, right? And so typically you would typically you would think, again, we've been drinking, folks. You would think this is going to be peated, right? So Islay, typically you're looking at peated whiskey, but there is unpeated stuff that comes out of Islay, and this just happens to be one of them. So no smoky smoke in this guy. But it's funny, I get like the slightest little kind of like afterburn of smoke.
Smoke, right?
Like,
it's like a poof.
Not by any stretch of the imagination is this whiskey smoky, but like just a little bit of puff. Like you walked into a room after somebody vaped 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, on the tea, it's a smoke enough to where you know it's there at the end, but it's a puff. It's nothing like Ardbeg that loves to just ram you in the face with it. It's like no. It's like this is just.
I'm picturing like an Ardbeg bottle with like a baseball bat and a red bandana, like Negan from The Walking Dead. Like, oh, you want some smoke? I don't think there's a little GIF out there of that, but maybe we can make that. I don't know. The nose for me, like you get that hit of smoke, like I said, for me anyway. Like I get a lot of the sherry notes, not like a sherry bomb, but I get the ruby fruits. Like I'm getting, a little bit of raspberries in there, maybe even some like. It's funny. I get like maybe like a glazed pear. Like I get those wood sugars for sure from the barrel, and it's just really nice. You've already tasted it. Go ahead, talk to me. What you got?
I love it. Oh my god. So it's just like once again just like the nose in the flavor is just a subtle poof of smoke, nothing crazy towards the end, and. The flavor itself, I do get ripe red fruits, almost like stewed fruits, stewed red fruits in particular, and the sherry influence is there, but it's very coastal, like it's very like
it's briny.
Yeah, it's very beachy, very like I would probably say that they should call it the Bahama 12-year-old because of how much you can enjoy it, like in the Bahamas with that coastal beach. Like I'm pretty sure I've referenced other whiskeys where you can enjoy on the beach. This is adding to that list for sure.
Well, Caesar's off in the Bermuda Triangle.
Hey, Bermuda 12-year-old. There you go, man. God. You got it now.
I hate you so much.
The Bahama Bermuda 12-year-old.
It's like it's not that hard to say. It's just Bunnahabhain.
Bunnahabhain.
I shouldn't talk. The first time I saw it on the shelf, I was like, the what in the now? Like, I need to look at a phonics video to say the word.
I want you folks to look at how it's spelled and let me know how you pronounce it.
Because the first go around, unless you're like from Islay, wouldn't be Bunnahabhain.
Well, no, my first go around, I almost started said Benny Benassi, like from the DJ. I was like, Benny Benassi 12, what is this? And then I had to focus a little more and be like, all right, Bunnahabhain.
Whiskey. So I want to kind of go back to the briny, thing that we were talking about, right? So you said it's coastal. I do get a little bit of like salty brine, sea spray. Kind of. I've used this analogy before. I can't remember what video it was. But like being on a boat and like kind of like hauling down the canal to get out into the the main water and like getting that wisp of air, and kind of like the water coming from the white water. Shore, that smell that you get from that, I get that a little bit off this whiskey, and it's really nice. Because unfortunately, I don't get to go on a boat all that often because I'm poor. All my money goes here. But it's really nice, and this guy again, I don't know if you said it, but it's 46.3% ABV, and to me, it almost drinks a little higher than that. And this, like I said, it's about halfway through the bottle. But it's not like drinks a little higher, like, oh my God, it burns.
Yeah,
it drinks a little higher, like it's more respectable. Like it has more texture, has more complexity to it. It's really nice.
Definitely.
Did you drop water on it yet?
Definitely, yeah. I just dropped it. It settles down. It settles down. I get like no peat anymore.
No,
like,
the little hint of smoke that was there, gone.
All gone. And then now it just goes back to traditional Scotch.
You know, it's interesting with the water, the sugar notes come forward, like that barley sugar. It's interesting. So I've been watching a lot of Greg from How to Drink. If you guys don't know about How to Drink, I don't know how you came across us and not Greg. But he makes a ton. Like his channel is all about cocktails, right? It's not about any one particular spirit in general. It's about cocktails. Yep. And I had some time off recently, and I made a bunch of syrups as far as like for cocktails. I made just simple syrup. I made Demerara syrup, like all these different things. And this is maybe just because it's fresh in my mind. This is reminding me of like really heavy, thick brown sugar. Particularly like this would be like, you know, pears covered in like glazed brown sugar, like melted down caramelized brown sugar on a pear. It's really, really nice because you get a little bit of that tart sweetness from it. Yeah. Not like a lemon tart where it's sour, but like almost like biting into a strawberry where you get that nice sweet tartness. I really like that. Yeah. But like, yeah, with the nose, it's just sweet and sugary for me now with the water. Did you try it yet?
I haven't tried it. No, yeah. Just with the nose I got so far, it's very traditional Scotch, very good sherry influence, but no peat. So what you got in the flavor though?
When Cesar and I both have whiskey in our mouth, it's great radio. Like you would think your TV went out or something if you're not looking at the screen. Oh man, so with the water,
there's no
again, peat. Smoke gone.
Yeah, no
for
peat.
Sure.
No peat.
Zero smoke, and it's already like not smoke to begin with for all intents and purposes.
It still got some legs even though you put some water in.
Very dry mouthfeel. We used the analogy recently of like a white wine where it kind of finishes nice and crisp, but the flavor's still there with you. Same thing here. That berry note is very heavy with the water for me. And like I said, just sugary sweetness, not cavity inducing, but it's almost a little bit too sweet for me. Like, and again, maybe it's just because I've been making cocktails lately, but it's almost cocktail sweet. Like this would be good as far as like what I'm picturing. Like this, you know, you kind of already said it, summertime drinking, you know, sitting by the pool or by the ocean in this particular analogy where, you got a whiskey in your hand, but it's easy sipping. Like it's this easy drinking. Like this is quickly getting up there for me with the Glendronach 12 as far as like a daily sipper, especially at the price point. This is $50. You're kind of hard pressed to find an age-stated value of Scotch out there these days, especially stateside, because we do have to get hit by those tariffs and taxes right now. That really packs a punch, and so this guy is a huge value for me. What are you getting with the water?
So for the water with me, zero peat whatsoever, and it just, to be honest, it tastes like a great Highland Scotch to me. Like you get those sherry influences, and I almost get no bourbon influence, but I think that does have some part to do with making the sherry taste a little bit better. But overall, to me, it just turns out to be like a good subtle Scotch, good berries, light citrus, but nothing overbearing on anything in particular. But it's very easy drinking, and for that price point, even if you were to name this a Highland Scotch, like I would still put it in that category, and rate it good in that category, especially for that price point. I almost think that this price point is good, if not, it is as good as the Monkey Shoulder. Like that Monkey Shoulder, the $30 is probably the best like blended Scotch you can get for that price, and I think this right here is probably one of the best Islay's you can get for that price.
Did you say Islay's? I'm trying not to be that guy, but when you say Islay, when we've been doing reviews for close to a year, it's Islay, not Bunnahabhain, it's Bunnahabhain.
Anywho, the I is la over here is that
might be worse.
No, but folks, to be honest, it's not a big punch smoke in the face like Ugadale, but if you're trying to get into that stuff, this is definitely where to go. Not only is it a light peaty whiskey where you get a hint of that smoke, but the finish is very, very good whiskey, very traditional Highland Scotch whiskey in my eyes, where you get all those sherry influences, the raisins, the stewed fruits, the red stewed fruits. Everything comes into play, and beautifully too, because for something that cheap, usually it gets heightened somewhere, and it's somewhere, pretty nasty, or whether it's pepper or something. But no, like with the water, everything makes it well-rounded. It's a good even level of flavors all the way through. So especially for that price point, I think it's amazing. Actually, I'll just rate it right now.
I was gonna say, you gonna roll this into a score?
I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4 for that, especially for that price point. That is good bang for your buck, an amazing bang for your buck. So for those of you at home trying to get into peat, or even if you're not into peat, I would say give this a shot, because the finish with the water, just add a little water in there, peat goes away, and it's traditional Highland Scotch whiskey, if you like that stuff.
Again, I think I'm going to roll into my review as well, but I think it's worth noting, again, we know this is technically unpeated, but to our palate, we get the tiniest little bit of smoke. So if you're somebody who is like, man, I don't like the peated stuff, like I tried Lafroig and it killed me, right? Give Bunnahabhain 12 a shot, because Bunnahabhain 18, from by all accounts I read, it is peated. So Bunnahabhain 12 specifically, give it a shot, see what you think. If it's still too peated for you, stay off of Islay for a while. Maybe come back to it after you've had a few more drams of other things and see what you like. There's no such thing as bad whiskey. It's whiskey that you're not ready to drink yet, for lack of a better word, right?
Exactly. No,
I'll be 100% honest. On my honeymoon, which was a year and a half ago, I had a little glass of Lafroig 10, and I was like, no. And like, I love Lagavulin, so I was like, what the heck? Why don't I like this? But Lafroig has grown on me, right? Like, there's whiskey that you're just not ready for yet.
Of course.
So if you're not ready for peated whiskey, like, that's totally fine. Eventually you'll get there, and maybe you won't. That's fine. For me, like, I really enjoy peated whiskey now, but a couple years ago wasn't the case. I did drop a whole mess more of water on this guy just to see if there was a little something more to it with the water other than just the sweetness. And granted, I put like a full dropper's worth of water on it, so it's kind of unfair to say that it killed it. Like, I killed it. The whiskey didn't kill it. I killed it. But yeah, I definitely prefer this one neat. So $50, 46% ABV, sherry and bourbon casks, Islay, huge value. I really like it. I'm going with a 4 as well. I was kind of going between a 4 and a 5. This is probably a 4.5, but if I ask myself, is the whiskey in the glass worth a 4? All day, every day. I think this is one where not a lot of people may realize that, like, this is a really great value. So I really hope it stays at $50, because I could very easily see, people charging a lot more for this, especially when you look at like something like Glendronach 12, where most people are charging like 65 plus for it, right? So this guy, easy to drink, soft in its flavor profile, but really bold flavors, especially at that 46%. It's a 4 from me for sure. You got anything else you want to add on the bottle?
Yeah, so if the price point was anything over $100, I'd probably give it like a 2 or a 3.
It's not a $100 bottle.
But since it's priced at $50 and for the flavor that's in there, it's above par, far above par. I'd probably call it a birdie.
It swings for the fences.
Yeah, it's a birdie for whiskeys at $50.
Golfing and baseball.
But nonetheless, like, another note I wanted to add is like when you're a kid and your dad gives you like a sip of a whiskey or a beer, like at 4 years old at a party because he's drunk.
Maybe not these days, but in our days.
Yeah. And like when you're 4 years old at a party because he's drunk, and then you try it and you're like, oh, this is disgusting. But then you're an adult and you try that whiskey or whatever, and it's like, oh, okay, I get this and this and that and this. So that's what I'll say with smoky whiskey. So if you're not used to smoky whiskey at first, it's going to be like your dad giving you a beer at 4 years old. Oh, what is this? What am I doing? Well, why would I even like this?
Tastes like lighter fluid.
Yeah. But once, you adapt your palate and then you get back into it, it's like, a more what's it called? Complicated chess game with flavor palettes, to where you get used to it, and then it's like, oh, I'm a little more sophisticated now. So I know
I'm a little more adapted. I don't know about sophisticated.
I know it's actually
yeah, you kicked the pinky
it
out.
tastes quite a little bit better. But yeah, no. So that's the way I'll say it. So if it's new to you, this is a good way to ease you into it before you get into the Lagavulins or the Ugadales, anything crazy that it's gonna be like, no. Ease your way in with this and you're good to go.
You keep talking about Ugadale. I just want to drink Ugadale now. Well, it's a 4 from Cesar. It's a 4 from me. Do us a favor. Hit us up in the comments. If you had Bunnahabhain, which Bunnahabhain have you had? I know there's a lot of different expressions out there, and we'd love to hear your feedback because I know this will not be the last Bunnahabhain that we have on the bar. That's for damn sure. Do us a favor. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We love interacting with you guys there. And again, more importantly, don't forget to like this video and hit the bell. That way you know whenever notifications come up for whenever we drop a new video. And if you're new, hit the subscribe button. It's right here. What are you still doing here? Hit that button. You know you want to. Hit the button and subscribe. You got anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I can't wait till we try another Bunnahabhain.
Bunnahabhain! Stay safe and drink well, folks. All aboard! Catch you next time. Hey, everybody. Hope you liked that video.
Don't forget to hit that bell for notifications.
And don't forget to subscribe.